Guys, it's Sunday evening, and week one of the 2025 NFL season is almost complete. We're going to give our instant reactions to all of the 1 o'clock and currently the 4 o'clock games that are going on right now, Eastern time. We're going to identify the biggest winners, the biggest losers from the opening weekend, and just give our raw, instant reactions as fans. So stay tuned. Let's get into it.
A new headline drops, game day fire, and sideline shocks. Oh, soft fan feed. Welcome to the show. We're bringing the heat. No suits, no scripts, just takes from the street. Every week we break down the squads. Real fans. This is the fan feed pod.
Welcome. This is what we've all been waiting for, dude.
Yeah. Week one is here. Half of it's in the books, more than half of it. Man, got a lot of thoughts today.
All of our priors are being tested so hard right now.
Oh,
some things we're ecstatic about. Some things we couldn't be more wrong on. And this is just the NFL. I mean, that's exactly what football's all about. So yeah. I'm stoked.
Literally in the middle of watching a Broncos game, wondering, is it all worth it?
Yeah. The Broncos story is still yet to be written. Currently, the games are still on. It's currently 7:02 Eastern time. So some of these games are still going on in the late window. So we'll give our live reactions to those a little bit later. But yeah, I could tell. I shot Trey a text earlier, and it's just week one, baby.
Hey man, I'm a fan. I'm a real fan. I wear my emotions on my sleeve on Sundays, and every day afterwards until the next Sunday. So.
Oh yeah, it's the most painful thing, and only the things that you love can hurt you the most.
Yeah.
So
yeah, exactly.
That's how I feel today.
Yeah.
Like we said earlier, we're going to give our instant reactions to all of the week one games that have already gone on. We also have some guests that are coming on a little bit later to hype us up for the Sunday night game, which is in just an hour or so.
Yeah.
And then the Monday night game. So stay tuned for a couple guests later on. But yeah, I mean, Trey, let's just dive into it. We're going to kind of go pretty rapid fire on some of these, and we can revisit some of these topics if we have time. But let's go back to Thursday night opening game. Eagles versus Cowboys. Eagles win 24-20. What did you take away from that game, Trey?
Yeah, the biggest thing I took away from that is that the NFC East is a lot closer than people realize. And just watching that game, it didn't look like it was ever out of hand for Dallas to win that game. And I think part of that is that Philly is taking a step back a little bit defensively, of course. But they also Dallas looked like they just had answers for, Saquon and Trayvon Diggs and Jerron Bland. They played really, really well in that game. And they locked down Devontae Smith and AJ Brown. So, kudos to them. Jalen Hurts really had to do everything in order to secure that W. But NFC East, they're going to be sneaky good, I think. We'll get to the Giants in a little bit, but looks like they got like three really good teams in that division.
I'm so sorry. I'm going to I'm trying to share the YouTube link onto my socials while we're live so that people can see it. I just saw your thumbnail.
Oh, yeah. Did you see it? Yeah. You guys, I created that just so you guys know I'm a diehard Broncos fan. If you guys didn't know that, with the jersey and everything, that thumbnail I created, saying is Bo Nix trash. But anyways.
That thumbnail is just my favorite thing I've ever seen.
Yeah, good.
We're totally on opposite sides of history.
Yeah, right.
Before the season to now.
Yeah.
All right, so sorry. Back to the Eagles Cowboys games. I mean, it was good to see the Cowboys come in with the sense of urgency that they had. I mean, you saw a lot of chippy penalties and little skirmishes going on throughout the beginning of the game, and you could tell that they were just trying to assert that they belong there. Which was good to see. Obviously, losing Jalen Carter early on to Spitgate 2025 was a big hit. And it come to find out, Dak started it. Although Dak didn't spit on Jalen Carter, he spit toward him. I don't know. We're splitting hairs there. But yeah, I mean, this is what we both thought was going to happen. I mean, we talked about it Thursday that we both thought the Eagles were going to win.
Yeah.
Probably a little closer than we thought. I mean, to me, the biggest takeaway from this game was the Eagles' offense.
Yeah.
It just did not look very efficient at all. AJ Brown held to one catch for like 8 yards. Devonta Smith, 3 catches for 16 yards. Those are two, pretty good wide receivers in the NFL, and to be held to that is pretty bad. You get Dallas Goedert just catching all the trash over the middle of the field, 7 catches for 44 yards. Saquon even got bottled up.
Yeah.
So it really looked like the Eagles offense kind of looked rusty, and you could see the effects of losing Kellen Moore. So I'm interested to see. That could just be a game plan thing.
Yeah.
Because obviously for fantasy football people, which is the way my brain thinks, I'm like, oh, that offense sucked. But really they just, controlled the game. So for real life, it's not bad, but if that's the style of football they're going to be playing, it's just not going to be fun to watch the Eagles this year.
Right.
And very different.
That was without Micah Parsons on the other side too.
That's right.
And imagine, what would have happened if Micah Parsons was still in Dallas.
Right.
Nathan here says, I feel like the NFC East teams always look better against each other than they do against the rest of the league, though. Which is,
point.
He's got a point there. I would say most divisional games look like that, right? Like they're so used to playing each other, and they're so used to game planning for each other. I mean, those games are so important throughout the season. So, they're probably going to put more of an emphasis on those games than, any other games that they play throughout the year. But yeah, I don't think it really surprised anybody that the Eagles won. Maybe it surprised some people how close it was, but yeah, we both expected that. And then,
yeah, you called it too. Yeah. I mean, you said that it was probably going to be closer than we thought just because it's a division game, which is just a great rule of thumb.
Yeah. I said 27-20, so I was close.
You're pretty close. You're pretty close. I think I said like 38-24, so I was way off.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, just excited for football. Friday night, we had the Chargers and the Chiefs.
Yeah.
Chargers actually beat the Chiefs 27-21.
You called it.
I did call that. I was the one to go against the grain.
Yep.
This probably wouldn't have been made possible except for Travis Kelce just being a behemoth of a man, and Xavier Worthy being the size of my wife.
Did you see Xavier Worthy? He's out indefinitely with dislocated shoulder.
Yeah,
so, they're already down Rashee Rice for 6 weeks. Well, 5 more weeks. They got the Eagles next week. They got a grueling schedule. I mean, who knows? I mean, I said this as a hot take. I don't know if it's so hot anymore, but I said that, Chiefs might come crashing down, back to earth finally this year. And, this is kind of setting it up for if they can't get something going, if people don't figure out, or if people figure out Hollywood Brown, I don't know, man. It's going to be going to be tough for the Chiefs, but we'll see. They're still the Chiefs. They still win a lot of games when they shouldn't. So,
yeah. And I mean, really, if you watch this game, it wasn't really as close as the score lets on. I mean, the Chargers really held control of this game. The Chiefs were doing everything they could to just kind of keep it from being a blowout. I thought Mahomes played well, considering that he's down his top 2 pass catchers. But that's just going to be brutal. I mean, a lot of people were expecting a big step from Worthy this year, in year 2, and especially without Rashi being there, there was thoughts that maybe he could seize the number 1 role on the team. So to lose him due to friendly fire, back-to-back years of these friendly fire injuries to top players on the team, it's just it's like, I mean, is the stadium on like an ancient Indian burial ground or what? Like, I don't know, bad juju. But enough about the Chiefs' downfall. The Chargers look great. I mean, Justin Herbert looked fantastic.
Who knew that Justin Herbert and Daniel Jones are going to be vying for the MVP race this year?
They're
Who
the front runners.
Yeah, exactly. Who knew, man?
Yeah.
Daniel Jones.
I mean,
he tore it up today.
Herbert, I've always thought is a really good quarterback that just they didn't have the weapons
Yeah.
on the team. And then they got Ladd last year, which is great, but typically you need more than one. So they go and sign Keenan kind of last minute this year, and I think that was a big addition to the team.
He was so big in that game too. Keenan Allen,
crucial.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, crucial.
He came in clutch. I think there were like 3 or 4 third down conversions that he had, and my gosh, he's still got it, man. He's
a
so
beast.
Good.
He's so good. Yeah, and even Quentin Johnston, the former first round pick out of TCU. Many claim he was a bust, and I would agree that he's been a colossal bust so far. But man, 2 touchdowns in the first game. Maybe that keeps up. Maybe this is just one of those, games where he just kind of has a blow up game and then goes back to being irrelevant. But really good to see the Chargers. The big thing for the Chargers that I was hoping to see, which I did see, was that they passed more. They weren't tied to this identity of being a running football team. And when the running game wasn't so productive, they, were not afraid to go throw the ball and put the game in Justin Herbert's hands. I think it was the right decision. I mean, you'd see that Justin Herbert he controlled that game. He looked awesome. So excited for the Chargers.
What was it, like 6 weeks ago on the podcast? You and I said, if you look at Justin Herbert, if he was on another team, another decent team, he'd probably have a Super Bowl already. He does have that talent, and really showed out on Friday night. So good for him, man.
Yeah, 100%.
But yeah, dude, let's get into these week 1 matchups, man. I'm I'm excited to think or to hear what you think about these.
So I actually went out to Wood and Iron today and got to hang out with a couple buddies and watch the games, eat some good food. Unfortunately, Wood and Iron has all those small TVs, and they're all going on at once. And I was like, trying to keep up with all of it. So I wish I was better versed on all this stuff. But I think I'm pretty well versed with most of it. We'll actually start with the Jags-Panthers game. This was a game that was rain delayed. Much anticipated game for me because I anticipated it to be a high-scoring affair. Both teams have pretty bad defenses and ascending offenses. And it ended up being very sloppy. Jaguars win 26-10. What was your takeaways from this game?
You called it. You said you're a Trevor guy. I said I believe in Bryce Young. So I remember you picked Trevor, and I picked Bryce to win that game. And I think I expected more from Carolina than I did. Than we saw. And I think maybe it's just the rookie effect, just because we've been talking about T-Mac for so long. But I really wanted to see T-Mac just go off like 100 yards and 2 touchdowns or something. It would have been so sick as his introduction to the NFL. It would have been cool.
100%.
We got Lexi in the comments saying, "Let's go Commanders." And then
shout out Lexi.
Yeah. Want to know?
Want to know?
Boy Kendrick, what's up, Kendrick? He said we were terrible. I want to know what you actually think, Kendrick. Like, let us know in the chat so we can talk about it a little bit more. But man, I'm sorry you guys couldn't pull out the W. But the Jags look decent. They look good, actually. I was surprised how well together they were put. Travis Hunter had a few catches. None of the rookies, I don't think, are well. I guess we'll get there in a second, but there's one rookie who you've been hammering the table for who did today. And we could talk about him in just a minute, but I don't have a whole lot to say about that game. It was just Jags from start to finish.
Yeah. If you see me keep looking up, it's because I've got Red Zone going on right now. Live reaction. Isaac Tesla just got a 13-yard touchdown reception, one-handed in the back of the end zone. Pretty sick catch.
We got to talk to Stephanie. Stephanie is our fan feed Lions beat reporter. She's been talking about Isaac Tesla for like a month and a half. It's been crazy. And
that was her breakout guy.
Yeah. So really cool to hear about that.
So on the Panthers Jags front, Bryce Young was terrible. He is, probably amongst the worst week 1 quarterbacks of all time. Like the past couple years, just been so bad. T-Mac salvaged the game later on. Obviously, this game was delayed for so long after in the second quarter. So, it's kind of a weird dynamic for the game. But someone surprising to me was ETN. I mean, ETN came out, ran for 143 yards on 16 carries, and he did get a 71-yard touch, or not a touchdown run, but just a long breakaway run. Good to see for him. Yeah, I mean, great to see from him. Bigsby was kind of out there, not a whole lot, and Bashal Tootin, who I've been beating the drum for. He's third on the depth chart, and I think he's going to stay there for a little bit, although I still think he's one of the best talents in that backfield. Yeah. It just seems like they still think that ETN's got some more in the tank, and obviously he showed that today.
Yeah.
Travis Hunter, like we've talked about, full-time receiver. It came out right before the game that he was going to be playing full-time on the offense. Didn't really do a whole lot, and it seems like they're playing him in this similar role to what he played in Colorado, where he gets a lot of curl routes and short cross routes. So he had 6 catches on 8 targets, but only 33 yards. That's not really exciting, you know. So we'll wait and see. Rookies do tend to take some time, even first-round rookies. I was hoping for a much bigger game, but my last takeaway is I just think Trevor Lawrence needs to be better. They did get the win, but Trevor had a pretty bad interception that he threw. Just pretty poor game all around, and it could be due to the weather conditions, but still, we want to see him be better. Moving on, let's talk about Commanders-Giants.
Real quick, I just wanted to say, hey guys, I see a bunch of you watching right now. Hop over to YouTube so you can drop a comment for us, so we can, we'll put it up on the screen. We'll talk about it. Anything you guys want to talk about, we'll give you a shout out. But hop on over. Anyways, go ahead. Sorry, I interrupted you.
No, you're good. You're good. No, I was just going to say we're going to move on to the Commanders-Giants game. Commanders win 21-6. Once again, we kind of both anticipated this. I don't think anybody was thinking the Giants were really going to win.
Yeah.
Jaden played a very clean game. Debo made his appearance, and played really well. 7 catches, 77 yards.
Oh my gosh, that one catch he had was incredible. Did you see it?
Incredible. Oh yeah, it was so good.
Oh my god.
So good.
It's so funny because you look at him and you don't think he can move like that. Right. He just looks a little thick and slow. Like if you just look at him, man, he's like Keenan Allen, he's still got it, man. He's
a beast.
Yeah, he's so good.
Yeah, and he's a perfect fit for this team.
Yeah.
It's exactly what they need. So Debo was great, and really the big storyline is Bill, dude. Yeah. Bill. I mean, right before the game, Chris Rodriguez is listed as inactive. So he doesn't play, and pretty surprising to me. Bill comes out, 10 carries, 82 yards, and a touchdown in his first NFL game. Trey, he was the best rookie running back so far in week 1.
I told you fade RJ Harvey. I did. And I actually said fade the entire Broncos running back room. So,
wow.
That's funny you brought up Debo. Lexi says Debo saved my life in fantasy this week.
Yeah, I get that. My wife literally texted me. I went to the restaurant today, and she texted me when I got there. It was like 5 minutes to game time, and she was like, "Wait, my fantasy team. I have Roma Dunze in my flex, but I've got Debo on the bench, and he's projected more." I was like, "Yeah, you should probably put in Debo."
Yeah,
and she's like, "Okay, yeah, I'm going to do that." And she's so happy right now, like so happy. Which great move, hon. Shout out to her. She's enjoying that.
Speaking of swapping some wide receivers in, I getting to the next game, the Bucks and Falcons. I put in your guy, Emeka Egbuka. I put him in.
Emeka, baby.
Yeah, I took out. Oh my gosh, I can't remember who it was. I took out Devontae Adams actually, and I put.
Wow. Yeah, and that's your guy.
And that's my guy. I know. And he went crazy. He had 2 touchdowns. Man, he had a fantastic game, and that was just a really fun game. But real quick, like what I want to talk about week 1 as a whole, man, I feel like we see a lot of bad football. Like a lot of teams playing bad football. Saints are terrible. The Cardinals look bad. I mean, you said, talking about the Panthers and the Jags, like they all look bad. The Dolphins, we didn't even talk about that game. Dolphins look like the worst team. It looks like, Alabama could probably beat the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
We'll get to your game in a little bit, but holy cow. I was just watching so many games today, and I was just like, how is this even possible? It just, all these professional teams, they all look rusty. Everybody does. Every single team. Every single team that I've seen play. I don't know. I don't know what to say. I guess the only team that's exceeded my expectations so far has probably been the Dallas Cowboys and the Chargers. I would say those two teams are the only ones that are actually putting out, some quality football. But everybody else, the Jets also. I mean,
I was going to say the Jets.
Yeah, Jets.
Yeah, we'll get to that here soon. But I mean, the Jets look great. So
who knew Justin Fields was the GOAT?
He's the GOAT. Man, I have him in all my fantasy leagues. I love him.
Yeah.
All right, Buccaneers Falcons, because you brought that up.
Yeah.
It was a great game. Falcons had a chance to tie it at the end. Younghoe Koo misses a 44-yard field goal, so just a bummer.
Yeah.
But good to see a good divisional game early on. Buccaneers showed a lot of, I guess, gusto to, save the win, even missing so many injured players. But Michael Penix looked great. I mean, probably a little bit more to be desired, but he didn't make mistakes with the ball, didn't throw picks, was only sacked one time. And he was targeting Drake London. He threw it to Drake London 15 times.
When that finally connects this year, it's going to be astronomical.
Sweet.
Yeah. He could probably be like wide receiver 3,
Yeah.
Yeah, he's gonna get his share of catches. That's for sure. I want to see Michael Penix succeed. I want to see him, really tear it up this season.
It was cool too because I feel like he unlocked Kyle Pitts, because Kyle Pitts had 7 catches for 59 yards on 8 targets, and I mean that's just awesome. The offense was really focused on their 3 playmakers: Bijan, Drake, and Kyle Pitts. And so great game plan for the Falcons. Unfortunately, they came short. On the Bucs side, you already said it, Emeka Egbuka, he's the storyline. 2 touchdowns, one of them to seal the game. He was great. I mean, just as advertised, all the drumbeat coming out of camp was that he was already a star. I just thought he was so good. And
he looked like their number one. I mean, he looked like the best receiver in the room, and that's with Mike Evans out there,
Yep, exactly.
Yeah.
So let's hit this Bengals Browns game.
Yeah.
Bengals barely squeak a win out, 17-16, riding their defense to win this one. Trey, was this in your week 1 bingo card?
No. Well, my week 1 bingo card had them winning, but not the way that they did. And we've got Julia hopping on in a few minutes, and we'll ask her about it. I want to hear her thoughts on the game too. Just because, I don't know. It looked like an ugly win, but a win is a win at the end of the day, right?
That's right.
And we said this last week, but week 1 is so weird. It's just so many weird things happen. Like, how often are you going to see the Indianapolis Colts, drop 33 on a team this year? Like, that's probably the only time that's going to happen. But I don't know. It is interesting that, the Cincinnati defense really showed up when they had to, and they're the ones who won the game for them. Chase, was basically non-existent. Joe Burrow didn't do a whole lot either. I mean, Chase Brown had that 1 touchdown, but for the most part, like you said, it's like the defense that was keeping them in the game. Yeah. I don't know if that's going to be sustainable throughout the rest of the season, but we'll see. The Bengals are going to be a fun team to watch. The battle for Joe Hio is
Joe Hio, baby.
Yeah.
And it was in Cleveland, so it's a road game to start the year off. It's a divisional game; they're always closer. So this is kind of par for the course. We just probably expected more scoring from both sides, really. And I'll talk mostly about the Browns because I am going to victory lap, and I don't care what anybody says. Harold Fannin Jr., this is the guy I've been banging the drum for the past couple weeks.
Yeah.
You one of the better tight ends to come out of the draft. I told you, I think last week or 2 weeks ago, that I think he was going to have a meaningful role right out of the gate. He comes into this game, 9 targets in this offense, 7 catches, 63 yards. He ran the ball once, and he even played like wildcat quarterback at one point. So he's going to be a guy to keep your eye on, very like a gadgety guy. They're going to use him all over the field because he's just an interesting player. He's not the fastest guy on the field. He's not the strongest guy on the field, but he's really, really talented with the ball in his hands. And it looked like they made a concerted effort to do that. And one last thing I'll say about the Browns is just updated news. Quinshon Judkins, signs a fully guaranteed contract just yesterday or 2 days ago, I believe.
He can play next week, right?
They say he can play as early as next week, is what Schefter just reported earlier today. So that's really exciting.
Odds are he'll show out like the rest of these rookie running backs though, and not be good, especially because he hasn't been practicing with the team. Like I don't expect like anything from him. Right. We have like 4 minutes. Let's get through these. We got the last couple games, right? The Raiders and then Niners.
Some of these we can quickly go through. Like we talked Dolphins, Colts. Colts just beat the Dolphins door in. Nothing much to talk about there except Daniel Jones. Is he the next Baker Mayfield? Like he looked so good.
Is he the next Aaron Rodgers? Aaron Rodgers 2025 week 1 Aaron Rodgers.
That's right. Cardinals quietly put away the Saints 20-13. Not really a fully exciting game. It was in New Orleans, so it's going to be close. And that Saints defense I think is better than most people would have thought. Kyler Murray did not look very good, even though his stat line looks all right, but that's the Kyler Murray effect. He has good stat lines, but he doesn't look that good.
And we talk about it all the time, like, stats don't tell the whole story. I've said it so many times, but you have this eye test when watching football. You can look at Kyler Murray and if you introduced somebody to football who'd never seen it before and they watch Kyler Murray versus somebody else, they'd be like, he sucks, right?
Yeah.
So I mean, the stats don't really tell the whole story, but anyways, I don't have a whole lot to say about that. He's playing a bad Saints team. They should have won that. It was closer than it should have been for longer than it should have been. Next game, Raiders, Patriots. This is a game I really didn't get to see much of. And I kind of regret that. I want to go back and watch some of it. I think the Raiders are a better team straight up than the Patriots at this point in time. And Patriots are still trying to figure out their way on offense. Kayshon Boutte did have 7 catches for 103 yards. So that's pretty exciting on the receiving core side. Travion Henderson didn't do a whole lot, which we kind of expected. He did have 6 catches out of the backfield. So he's going to be playing that James White role. Right.
That the old Patriots teams used to play. So that's exciting. Drake May, kind of pedestrian stat line, 287 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 pick. 4 sacks. I think that's the big thing. The offensive line they're still working on that. So that's a game I'm going to need to go back and look at. Brock Bowers did exit the game late with a knee injury, so we'll keep an eye on that. But he did have 100 yards before heading out. And really, I say let's do this since we're so strapped on time. We'll get the guest on after this next team, and then we'll hit some of these 4:00 games before we head out after we talk to our guests. But I do want to hit the Steelers-Jets game.
Specifically about the Steelers and Jets and the Broncos and the Titans, who it looks like the Broncos just wrapped up or finally won the game, but oh my gosh, it's been way too long to do that.
Pain. All right, let's hit Steelers-Jets. Steelers, this game everybody thought was just going to be a snooze fest. There's going to be 13-7, final score. Highest scoring game on the bill today, 34-32. Steelers win on a 60-yard field goal from Chris Boswell, the GOAT. Aaron Rodgers turning back the hands of time. 244 yards.
It's 2010.
Feels like it.
Man, this guy is nuts.
244 yards, 4 touchdowns with a receiving core of DK Metcalf, Calvin Austin, Ben Skowronek caught a touchdown. Pat Freiermuth, Jonnu. I mean, just really exciting as a Steelers fan because this is what you're scared of. You know, you get old man Rodgers in there. You don't know what the offense is going to be. It's been so bad for so long.
Yeah.
That you're just not sure what's going to happen.
Yeah.
And for Rodgers to come in, play extremely efficient, you know, he didn't throw for like 350, 400 yards. I mean, he just played smart football and led the team down to a game-winning drive. I mean, I told my wife I haven't seen that since Ben Roethlisberger.
Yeah.
And that made me feel so good to know, like, at the end of the game that we had a quarterback that could get us down the field into scoring position to either win or tie the game. So, really big deal. And you wanted to talk about the Jets because you were excited about the Jets.
Well, we can talk about it after. We can hit.
Let's talk about it after. We'll come back to the Jets after. We got to talk about the Broncos because you got your Broncos gear on, and So anyway,
we'll talk about it.
Who
after.
we have?
We'll talk to Valdemar and Julia.
Cool,
let's
bring
them in. Cool. Well, let's get started on this this game tonight.
Yes, sir.
Hello.
Hi.
What is up? How's everybody doing?
Good. How are you guys?
Good.
Sweet. How was week 1 for y'all?
It was interesting, but I'm happy with the Bengals outcome, even though it was not great.
Yeah.
You won. A win is a win.
Yeah.
100%.
Yeah.
Well, cool. We're going to start because we haven't had you guys on the show yet. I mean, we've seen some clips from y'all, but, you know, I want y'all to kind of tell the audience who you are and how you got with FanFeed and what team you're covering and just kind of, you know, tell us about yourself. So let's start with Julia first.
Well, hi, I'm Julia. I'm studying communications and English at the University of Cincinnati, and that's what I've been born and raised in Cincinnati, big Bengals fan, and I've always been interested in writing a lot, and this just aligned with my interest, and it popped up, and I decided to give it a go, and so far it's been great, so I'm happy to be here.
That's awesome. Love it. Valdemar, tell us about you, man.
Hey, I'm a senior at Florida A&M, and I got into journalism really just looking up to like Stephen A. Smith, Shannon Sharp, guys on ESPN, and that what sparked my interest really.
That's awesome. And you're covering the Ravens, right? Did you say that?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Cool.
The Baltimore Ravens.
So, look, I feel like we all need to fight right now, all three of us, because I'm a Steelers fan. We got Bengals, we got Ravens in the house. You know, after today's game, I think I'm pretty confident the Steelers are going to win the division.
No, sir.
One thing all three of you have in common is that all three of your teams beat the Broncos last year, every single one. So
yes,
I like that. Well, maybe we'll just, you know, beat up Trey.
Yeah. It already happens.
That's right. So let's do this. I want to ask you all a question. What is your favorite thing that your team did in the offseason? So let's start with Valdemar on this one.
My favorite thing we did was picking up Jair Alexander. I think that was a big move. I think he's a great veteran cornerback, and we got a young corner in Nate Wiggins, who we expect to take over the franchise and be that franchise defensive player. And we also moved Marlon Humphrey to the nickel. So I think adding Jair, having Nate on the outside, and having Marlo on the inside, I think that's OP to me. I think that's unstoppable.
Valdemar, you also wrote about Mike Green.
Yes, sir.
And I'm right there with you. When I saw the Ravens, you know, select Mike Green, my reaction was very poor. I was so upset because he's so good.
Yeah, that's first round talent. He's first round talent.
It's like you said,
straight out of Marshall.
You know, you're talking about the Eagles and the Chiefs, Cam. You know, and you were just like, you know, how do all these good teams at the end of the draft, you know, get all these crazy players? Like you said, you know, rich get richer. And it's totally true. It's 100% true. And of course, you know, you guys also got Malachi Starks, which I was personally jealous of. I really wanted him. Oh my gosh.
Yes, I'm excited to see him. We didn't get to see much in the preseason, but I'm expecting more during the regular season.
Yeah.
Yeah, they really beefed up that defense.
Yeah. Hiding all their tools.
So, Julia, you're our Bengals writer, but you're also going to be covering the Bills for us. Is that correct?
Yes.
So this question pertains to both teams. So you tell us both what did the Bengals do that you loved, and what did the Bills do that you loved?
Well, for the Bengals, I think it was a big topic just in the NFL as a whole, just getting everyone signed. And I'm grateful that we did it all with Jamar, T, and Trey. I think that was just big things that needed to be done. So I'm happy that that all worked out. And then for the Bills, kind of similarly, just extending Josh Allen, I think was just like a good thing, just like for their whole franchise. And I think it's through 2030, if I'm correct.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think also another thing that was kind of more publicized was signing Joey Boza, which I think like that will be interesting to see as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, they needed a lot of help on that defense in Buffalo, especially in the run game. They were just getting absolutely torched. I mean, our boy Derrick Henry was just running all over him. But I mean, to be fair, he runs all over everybody. So
Yeah.
yeah, it is a bummer too that the Bills will not have Maxwell Hairston. Do we have any update on his injury? Do you know?
mean, he's out for the year. I saw that when he went down. That's what they said is he's out for.
Well,
the year.
remember we talked about it. That initially they said he was out for the year, but then they said that
right.
it was a little less than what they thought it was, so that he had a chance to return. It's still probably going to be 8 to 10 weeks, is what I saw. But that just sucks, you know. When teams like the Eagles, the Ravens, the Chiefs all draft these, you know, studs in the back end of the first round, and the Bills are right there trying to compete, and their first round pick goes out. Just a bummer. But I digress. So here's our next question. Which players are you most excited to see perform tonight? And Julia, I'm going to throw this one to you first.
Yeah, and I think the obvious answer is obviously Josh Allen, of course, just off like an MVP. Like, I think I'm very curious to see how he does. And then also, I think I'm always been interested in James Cook, and that's what I want to see how he does in this game, as well as probably Keon Coleman. I just think like going into his sophomore year, just to see how he maybe gets a bigger role this season as a wide receiver, and I'm interested in that.
Yeah, there's been a lot of positive buzz around Keon throughout the offseason. And, you know, I wasn't a big fan of him coming out of college. But these guys, I mean, I'm always wrong, like literally all the time. I thought Aaron Rodgers was going to suck, and look at him. I mean, dude, he's the GOAT. So, but yeah, I'm excited
every week. Cam, just say Aaron Rodgers is going to suck this week, and then, you know,
maybe that's what I need to do.
Just tear it up.
I was going to say too, it will be interesting to see Josh Allen post marriage. You know, is he still going to have that same edge? You know, I don't know. All right, Baltimore, how about you, man?
I'm gonna say our two rookies, Mike Green, Malachi Stark. I'm excited to see how they do on their debuts, but also DeAndre Hopkins. I want to see the chemistry between him and Lamar. And a lot of people think, you know, he's old and washed, and I think he can make some plays for us.
Baltimore, what jersey are you wearing?
Lamar Jackson.
I knew it. I feel like every Ravens fan has to have like it's either like Lamar Jackson or like Kyle Hamilton or something.
Yes, sir.
Man, yeah.
Or Ray Lewis, if you're cultured.
Yeah.
Ray Lewis, Terrell Suggs.
Yeah.
Those were the days. Ed Reed. Yeah, exactly. Yes. Great. I have so much. I dog the Ravens all the time. I have a lot of family from Baltimore. I have the utmost respect for the Ravens because really in a vacuum, the Steelers and the Ravens play so similarly. Or have for such a long time, and so it's hard not to like them if you like if one or the other. So, all right. So for tonight's game, the big game, Bills versus Ravens. Where's it at? Is it in Buffalo or is it in Baltimore?
It's in Buffalo.
It's in Buffalo.
Yeah, it's
so
in Buffalo,
Buffalo's got home field advantage opening the season. So, what are the major keys for your team tonight to secure a win? And then, what is your final score prediction?
You can go ahead, Julia.
Okay, sorry.
Sorry, I didn't tell the class.
No, you're good. I just think off the bat, just like looking at last season's regular season game, is definitely to contain the run game. Just I think Derrick Henry's off for 80 yards, like off the bat, and just I feel like containing that is a very, very big thing. And then also capitalizing in the red zone, because I think I saw that like in my article I wrote that the Bills like kind of just remained like in the middle of the pack in terms of that. So I think really stepping up there could be the big difference of winning or losing.
Yeah. So what's your final score prediction on this game tonight?
I put as my final score prediction the Bills winning 27-24. No matter what, I think it's going to be a very close game.
Yep. Tyler Bass for the win. All right, Valdemar, what about you?
I think the Ravens' key to victory is really just staying consistent to the run game. I think whenever they lose, it's always just them not sticking to the game plan, not staying consistent. So I think keep feeding Derrick Henry, do that option with Lamar, let him get going. And also on defense, I think is staying good on third down, staying consistent on third down. Yeah.
Yep. I totally agree with that. What's your final score prediction?
Oh, yeah, 31-17 Ravens.
31-17 Ravens.
Wow.
I like it. I like
he believes in that defense.
Yes, sir.
All right, Trey, let's hear your keys to victory and what you think is going to happen.
Yeah, same thing. I mean, if Buffalo wants to win, they do need to bottle up the run. That's plain and simple. It's Derrick Henry, it's Lamar Jackson. You're right. So those are your 1 and 2 that are going to be running the ball. I think if you start there, you can afford to give up some big chunk plays because they're not going to happen all the time. That being said, they're playing in Buffalo with a really ruckus crowd. It's really rowdy. It's always tough to play in Buffalo, especially in primetime games. I think it's close. I think it's like a 24-23 Buffalo win. But I wouldn't be surprised at all to see the Ravens pull this one out.
Nice.
That's just what I think. But I don't know. I could be way off. It could be 38-23.
Right. Yeah, it's just the nature of the beast in this matchup.
Yeah.
I'm gonna pretty much agree with you guys all here that I think the biggest key for the Bills is to contain the run. They have to stop Derrick Henry and they have to contain Lamar. And then on the offensive side, the Bills need somebody to step up. That's been the biggest problem for a while. It cannot be all on Josh Allen's shoulders. I mean, we did see James Cook step up last year, but they need a receiving option. Shakir's coming off that high ankle sprain, so I don't expect him to be super effective. I really want to see either Keon Coleman or Dalton Kincaid step up into what they were drafted to be. And then for the Ravens, like Valdemar said, they need to stick to the run game. They just need to keep pounding, control the ball, control the clock, just chase those first downs all the way down the field. On defense, they just have to contain Josh Allen and stay disciplined. When Josh Allen scrambles, it's very hard to stay at home, and they need to stay at home. I actually am with Valdemar. I think this is probably going to be more of a blowout win. I'm going to go for it. I'm going to say Ravens 42. I'm going to say Bills 14.
Ooh, we're split.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
wow. You really
yes,
beat that
sir.
defense. Holy cow.
Look, man, I said I respect them.
Yeah.
And I mean, they're probably the best team in the NFL right now at this point.
I think the Steelers fans everywhere hate you.
They probably do. But they hate that I'm a realist. That's what it is.
Yeah. That's what it is, yeah.
Cool. Well, you guys have a bunch of articles over at FanFeed. Is there anywhere else we can find you? Valdemar, you want to share first?
Yes, Val Carnegie _ on Instagram and V Carnegie Sports on X.
Awesome. What about you, Julia?
Yeah, mine is just my name, Julia Abernathy, just on all platforms. So, yeah.
Cool.
Awesome.
Go follow these guys. They're going to have awesome articles all over FanFeed. And thanks for coming on and hanging out with us.
Yeah.
This was fun.
Yeah, we're
good luck to your
going to talk
teams.
to them a lot throughout the season. Just for those of you watching, Julia covers the Bengals. They're a hot team, and of course the Ravens are a hot team too. So they're going to be on the pod quite a bit. Thank you guys for hopping on. We'll talk to you soon.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thanks.
See ya. Nice. You like that? You like that take?
Yeah,
41.
Yeah, I do. And I think it's, man, I'm excited to watch that game. I mean, I think it actually could be a high scoring game. Something I didn't say before is like containing Josh Allen is going to be the big thing. And I don't know. Like, I don't know if they can do that. I don't know if they have the personnel to do that. I mean, I need to look at the Ravens defense a little bit more in depth, but
Sure.
Yeah, we'll see. We'll see.
I mean, it's hard to contain Josh Allen. I mean, it doesn't really matter who you got on the defensive side. He's just a unicorn.
Yeah, for sure.
Shout out Lexi. Loved hearing from real fans. Real fans. I keep having friends come up to me just screaming, real fans.
My daughter, she's 2.5, and she's like starting to sing songs and stuff, and she'll go, it's fan feed pod, and then she'll look at me and she'll smile, like, and I'm like, man, it's crazy. She doesn't hear it. Like, it's not like I sit here playing it over and over again, like the Frozen song, right?
Right.
She's heard it like 3 times in her life, and she's like singing, it's a fan feed pod. It's so funny.
That's right. It's so good. I love that. All right, we got 2 more guests on.
Yeah, we got Alex and Dominic.
Let's go.
Yeah, let's talk about this Monday night game. I'm excited. This Vikings Bears game is going to be good.
It's going to be a good one.
We'll see. We'll see what they think. What's up, gentlemen?
Hello. What's up, guys? What's up? How are you guys?
Good.
Dom, little familiar face. You've been on here before.
Yes, sir. Yeah.
And Alex has been on here before, not on the stream, but his clip has been on here and had the people talking because they're ready to be called feeders.
Yeah.
Free Adam Thielen trade. I thought that was going to be a lot better than it ended up. So yeah,
man,
not sure about that now, but
we love it internally.
That's the thing, dude. Hot takes never age well, but when they do, oh, it's so good.
Yeah.
I mean, Dom can tell you. I mean, like I said tonight, or I said it earlier, I'm going to be victory lapping. Dom, what was the late round tight end I was hyping up in that mock draft show we did?
Fannin.
Harold Fannin.
Yeah, Harold Fannin. I was watching that game and I was like, oh my God. I was like, Cam's definitely having a conniption fit right now.
Cam is unhinged right now.
10 receptions over like 60 yards. He's slow.
Yeah,
he's definitely slow, but he's
yeah.
It's that weird way of running.
PPR.
That's what you said, right? Like
he
runs like side to side, almost like a crab.
In the famous words of Mike Tomlin, we do not care.
Yeah,
that he is slow. As long as he catches passes for fantasy football, that's all I care about. So,
exactly.
Shout out to Lehigh, late PM Sunday powwow, right before the Sunday night game. I feel like this is a good window to do this.
Yeah,
I feel like everybody wants to react to the games and hear what's going on, what other people think. But I digress. Don't want to take up too much more time, guys. I want you all to introduce yourselves to the show. Tell us who you're writing for, like what team. How you got with fan feed and just a little bit about you. So I want to hear from Alex and that glorious mustache.
Let's go.
Hi, everybody. I'm Alex. I'm a senior at Central College, which is a little D3 in Iowa. So if anybody's wondering what sports teams would like to follow in Iowa, this is one of them. So I'm writing for the Vikings as well. And yeah, I was just kind of looking for writing opportunities. I love writing, and this was one of the ones that popped up and I couldn't pass up. I love talking about the Vikings, so this was a great opportunity for that. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Love it.
And your pieces, Alex, I just have to give you a shout out. I've read many of them, and holy cow, they're so good. And I've told Cameron before that if I had a secondary team, it'd probably be the Vikings for whatever reason. I don't know why. I genuinely have no ties to Minnesota or anything like that. And man, like just reading your articles, I'm like, that's it. They're my NFC team is the Vikings, and they probably always will be. But yeah.
Nice. All right, Dom, introduce yourself once again to these people. Let us know who you are and what you're about.
What's up, guys? I'm Dom Marico. I'm writing for the Chicago Bears this year and also for fantasy football. It's just same as Alex. I saw this internship chain message me, and I couldn't kind of pass it up because what we got going is really, really good. We got a great group of guys. You can follow me on Twitter at Dom Marico. I post a lot of fan feed stuff, rankings, all that stuff. And right now we're going to be talking about the Bears, though, and the Vikings. So I'm really excited about that.
Yes, sir. This is a big game. Feels like week one, they just used all the division matchups to, start the year off strong. And that's probably why it's been so low scoring, unless you are an Indianapolis Colt. So we'll go with the first question. What's your favorite thing that your team did this offseason? And we'll start with Dom.
Definitely, I think emphasize the offense a little bit, especially the O-line. We got Drew Dahlman, we got Joe Thuney. I mentioned in my article a little bit, that's going to be the make or break. I think Caleb took about 55 sacks last year. So, poor guy's body is probably, crippling. So, you got to get him a little bit of protection. It's just that offense in general. It's a big upgrade with with Ben Johnson coming in as new head coach and pretty much offensive coordinator. So,
Yeah. I did like the offensive line additions, especially, snagging people from the Chiefs. It's always a good move.
Yeah.
Alex, what about you?
I pretty much the same offensive line we really built, and really just everything we build around JJ McCarthy. I mean, a lot of times quarterbacks get blamed for bad performances. And this is one of them where if he has a bad year, it is just kind of on him because we built the entire offensive line, pretty much entirely rebuilt. And we got Jordan Mason too to help the run game. So really excited about that whole offensive transformation.
Yeah,
I have to agree that the moves that the Vikings made, I thought were just extremely smart. In Kwesi, we trust. So
maybe not in the draft, but yeah,
right
in the offseason.
But you didn't really have a whole lot of picks.
Yeah, not this year.
Alex, what's the general consensus around JJ McCarthy? I'm just curious.
I mean, I know I hated the pick when he got picked. I think a lot of Vikings fans weren't sure about the pick. Now, after seeing training camp and seeing preseason, seeing, Kevin O'Connell's reigning coach of the year. So if he trusts the guy, I think most fans are going to trust him. And that's kind of where I'm at now. I was a doubter just because we saw so little of him coming out of college. And most of what we saw was him handing off the ball to Blake Corum. So, just wasn't sure about him, but I think now what he's shown in preseason and the training camp clips that he'll be enough to get us far at least.
Cool.
I like that.
Yeah.
All right. So in the year two of two quarterbacks, the tale of two quarterbacks is really what they should call this game. JJ McCarthy finally starting technically really his rookie year, and Caleb Williams probably wishing this was his rookie year and that last year will just be forgotten. But who are you guys' favorite players to see perform tonight? So I'll start with Alex on this one.
Tomorrow,
sorry.
Yeah, I'd be hard pressed as a Vikings fan to not say Adam Thielen because every Vikings fan is excited to see him come home. I mean, that was a huge trade when it finally broke. People were waiting on that. But I talked about Jordan Mason. I really am excited to see Jordan Mason. I didn't watch much 49ers football last year, and then I watched him the preseason. I'm like, this dude looks like a tank. Like he's just huge. He runs over people, so I'm really excited to see him.
Yeah, I was going to say Jordan Mason last year was very, very effective in that 49ers offense. It seems like any running back that gets shoved into that system just does well. But his peripheral, all the stat nerds and stuff tell me that all his peripheral numbers are very elite. And so I'm with you. I don't think we've seen the best of Jordan Mason yet. And I think that this is going to be like a Raheem Mostert leaving the Niners, to Miami and having his best season in Miami. I think Jordan Mason, this could be, one of his best years in Minnesota. Let's throw it over to Dom. Who are you most excited to see tonight, man?
I know your favorite. You're most excited about to see Luther Burden, but not for me. On defense, I think it's going to be actually Grady Jarrett. Surprisingly, he came from the Falcons. Was there for a long time. I think, and in my article, I really emphasized the importance of getting to the quarterback in this game for both teams, but more importantly for the Bears, just because it's JJ McCarthy's first game. First game quarterbacks are very 50-50, so it's important to get to him, and I want to see how he does on this D-line because I think that could be a really, really big part of this team.
Yeah, I love it. And I love that you guys didn't just go for the clickbaity quarterback thing. Obviously, we're all very interested to see how these quarterbacks perform. That goes without saying. And I like that you gave us some deep cuts. So last question we've got for y'all tonight is keys to victory. What are your team's keys to victory? What do they need to do to win this game? And what is your final score prediction? And we'll start this one with Dom.
I really do think that, like I said, it's about getting to the quarterback. Whatever team disrupts the other team's game plan first offensively is going to win. Like I think it probably won't be that highest scoring game. Maybe, I predicted in my article it'll be, I think I said 24-20, but I don't think it's going to be that like Indianapolis today. So I think it's about getting to that quarterback, and I think really for the Bears, I think it's about utilizing that offense. I think Caleb really needs to be comfortable in his in his play and trust Ben Johnson and really trust his receivers too, because we have a really good receiver room. So I think just trust the process with that.
Yeah, I love it. All right, Alex, let's hear from you.
I mean, obviously it's JJ McCarthy's debut, so seeing how he does, but more importantly, what the coaches decide to split with pass game and run game. McCarthy, coming into his first start, effectively a rookie. I don't think they're going to pass the ball that much. And so if they have to get over reliant on that, if the run game isn't working like it usually is, because against the Bears, Aaron Jones has been an animal the last 2 times they played, he scored. So, really depending on those two for offense. And then I'm a little worried about the defense more than I was about a week ago. Harrison Smith's going to be out. So that's kind of a big hole at safety. And the secondary is kind of a question mark anyway. But that doesn't really matter. I still predicted a beatdown in this one. I've got 27-9. So go Vikings. I think we're going to kill them. I think the defense has got them.
Wow.
Love it. Love the conviction.
I like
Trey.
it.
I gave them a little more props.
Yeah. yeah. Dominic's like, I'm going to change my score prediction now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, this is good. This is good. We want to get other people irritated.
Yeah. I think it's twofold. I mean, you have, so from the Vikings perspective, you do have to get JJ going, but the best way to do that is, I mean, you said it earlier, Cam, like he's basically a rookie quarterback, right? Like he basically had redshirt year, if you want to look at it that way. The best friends for a rookie quarterback, a first-year starting quarterback, is a strong run game and a strong defense. And so that's really what they have to lean on. And that's what's really going to open up, those deep shots. You might take 1 or 2 to Justin Jefferson and just let him do his thing. But yeah, I mean, I think you need to get Aaron Jones going, Jordan Mason going. I think those guys really have to show out and like you guys said, just be the focal point of the offense. For the Bears, I actually like the Bears' sneaky good defense. And I think that, if you want JJ McCarthy to feel it, you just pressure him all game long. Like you make him second guess every decision that, he has to make. If he's only throwing it 15 times a game, he should be scared those 15 times. And so just really sending, disguised blitzes and things like that. Yeah, I'm gonna bet on. Oh my gosh, I think I'm gonna. We talked about this on Thursday a little bit, and I think I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna bet on the team that's out of quarterback in games for a year. So I'm gonna go with the Bears 20-13. As much as I love the Vikings, I think that's where I'm gonna be at.
Yeah, I feel your deliberation, and I'm last, and I still don't know what I'm going to say to who's going to win. I'm going to see if I can convince myself either way, talking about each team. But, I think you guys have all hit these things. But the Bears defense, beginning of the year last year, was looking like an elite, defense, and tapered off and just looked abysmal at the end of the stretch. And I'm not sure if that was due to injuries or what. But if they can come out and be that defense from the beginning of last year, it's going to cause a lot of problems for a newer quarterback. And a new run game, even though I'm a fan of both Aaron Jones and Jordan Mason, if they can disrupt that, that's a big deal. On the Viking side, they've got to get as much as they got to get the run game going and, play strong defense, We've seen this from Kevin O'Connell. He does not play scared. And, last year when they brought in Sam Darnold, Sam Darnold was atrocious before coming to Minnesota. And it was not like Kevin O'Connell held back the reins. I think they were still throwing like 30 times a game, starting the year off with Darnold. That's just the way he likes to play his offense. And so I do think they're going to throw the ball more with McCarthy. I think it's going to be a heavy dose of screens and leaning on the tight end and TJ Hawkinson, who should be fully recovered from that ACL injury he came back from last year. I think the more I talk about it, I think I think I am going to side with the Vikings in this one. It's going to be a close one. I think I'm going to say 21-20. I think it's going to be very, very close. I just think that we still need to see this Bears offense with Caleb Williams. And I could be totally wrong, and this could be a blowout. Like, if we see that Bears offense from that preseason game that ran down the field like 92 yards in like 5 minutes and just 8, then this is a totally different ball game. But I'm going to go Vikings 21-20. JJ McCarthy, a guy I've doubted, is going to have a decent performance. Just play a smart football game, because that's what he's about. He's not going to go throw 300 yards and 4 touchdowns. He's going to play smart football, and that's what that team needs. So that's my take. So cool. Well, guys, thank you both for being on. I'm sure this won't be the last time we have either of you on. Is there somewhere where we can follow you guys' work other than on FanFeed? And let's go with Alex first.
I'm on X at agast018 and on Instagram at agast33.
Sweet.
Cool.
And Dom?
I'm on Twitter. It's just Dom Marico.
Love it.
Sick.
Well, guys, thank you both for being on, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Sweet.
Dude.
All right.
So cool.
That was good.
Yeah.
I love hearing stuff from these guys.
Yeah.
They're smart too.
They are.
I love hearing smart people talk.
Yeah, and honestly, like I like hearing from them just because they. We said this we said this on Thursday too, but they pay more close attention to their teams than we do, right? So they know these little nuances, and they know if somebody's banged up, or anything like that. Like, I don't know. It's just really cool to hear from another fan's perspective of their team. Just just like you and I talk. You know more about the Steelers than I do, and I would like to say I know more about the Broncos, but maybe not.
You do. No, you do.
Yeah.
I couldn't name anybody on the defense. Nick Benito's a new name to me, but he's pretty good.
Reigning defensive player of the year.
I had never heard of him before.
Oh yeah, this is where you learn about him. Yeah, he's pretty good. He's okay. He might make it. I don't think he's gonna be quite bust, but he might be okay.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah.
All right, Trey. We've got. Let's see. It's 8:02.
Yeah.
We've got about 10-15 minutes before the Sunday night game starts. Quickly, we're going to cover the Jets. What did you see from the Jets in that Jets-Steelers game that got you excited?
Yeah, Justin Fields looks great. He looks great. I mean, he was getting very little, but he was making things happen with his legs. And again, I don't know how good the Steelers defense is. That remains to be seen. If they're abysmal this year, maybe that's why he had a crazy game. But whatever they're doing in New York, it's working, and they need to continue doing that. His connection to Garrett Wilson obviously is still there. From playing in college together, and I love to see that. I love that touchdown that he had. And so I guess that's like where you start. And they just they unleashed Breece Hall. I mean, you saw it, right? Breece Hall had an incredible game. But we've been the table for Breece Hall, since the beginning of this podcast, because people are doubting him and saying, is Braylon Allen? And I think Braylon Allen actually got a touchdown today, but Breece he's just a different animal. I mean, he's so good.
Yeah, and that was stuff we talked about all offseason, like you said, and it was probably one of my most interacted with tweets was talking about Breece Hall and how he's still like a top caliber running back in the NFL. And if you're scared off by Braylon Allen, you're long story short, you're a coward. I mean, we saw this same discourse came last year. Leading into the 2024 season, where they were talking about totally different coaching staff, by the way, but talking about Braylon Allen and how good he looked in camp and how he's going to steal work from Breece. And it never came to fruition until Breece got hurt. Yeah. And so, Breece is he's such a good running back, and he's been slept on for a long time. He had a great game, 19 carries, 107 yards. Like you said, Fields, man. Fields continued that trend. When he played for Pittsburgh last year, the biggest improvement he made was not turning the ball over.
Yeah.
Those first 3-4 games that he played, he hardly had any turnovers. He played very clean. While there's probably more to be desired from his play, he wasn't making big mistakes that cost the team the game.
Exactly.
And that was a big deal. And that's what kept the Jets in this because, you look at his stat line, he didn't throw a single pick. He got sacked one time, and he completed 16 of 22 of his passes. I just think it's going to keep going uphill from here. We saw a lot of camp reports talking about, well, Justin Fields looks completely inaccurate in camp. And, he went 7. There was one report. It was like he went 7 for 42 in camp today. It's like, don't listen to that crap.
Exactly.
Like,
yeah,
we talked about it a lot. Don't look at the stat lines of camp, but wow, I don't know what that was. I just heard a huge boom outside my house. Don't look at the stat lines, but look at the trends. And Fields just that team's going to be a lot of fun this year.
Yeah,
a lot of fun. And so,
yeah,
we
have our power rankings up on the website, and and John had the Jets put down at 32 heading into this week. So I'm really interested to see how far up he's gonna push them because they're gonna make a massive jump. They have to.
They're gonna have to.
Despite the loss, I mean. They put up Star Wars numbers, right? Like it's crazy, man. I don't know. So how do you feel as a Steelers fan? I mean, obviously you won, but I mean, is it a satisfying victory or what is it? How does that feel to you?
This is another one I need to go back and watch I need to go back and watch the tape. Need to watch the film. I feel like Mike Tomlin in a press conference. We'll go back. We'll assess the film. But I love. I'm so excited right now just because we have competent quarterback play. I think that's very evident. Even though Rodgers isn't what he used to be, he's competent, and that's what we need so bad. The big question mark is why did our defense allow this many points to a team led by Justin Fields?
Right. That was my main question. Is that's the big takeaway for you? Yeah,
they invested a lot in the secondary this year. And the defensive line is still good, but they were missing Derek Harmon, their number 1 pick, the nose tackle, which can help contain these running backs and the rushing quarterbacks. I'm curious, but you did see one of the things I've always liked about a good Steelers defense. It doesn't always have to be like a shutdown defense, but it's a bend don't break defense. That last play of the game, the Jets were driving and it was like 4th down. Fields, stepped up in the pocket, ran outside, and then saw Garrett Wilson wide open. He threw it to Garrett, and when Garrett went to catch the ball, Jalen Ramsey was right there on him and just, stuck him and made him drop the pass. And it was just that gave me the most Steelers hope I've had in so long watching that play. That felt like old school Steelers winning the game, like a hard hit to win the game. That just felt so good. So I'm feeling pretty confident, a lot more confident than I was. I know the defense will turn around. So that's my take. But let's talk about your Broncos Titans. So that game is ended. Broncos win 20-12, which this was a game a lot of people were expecting to be a blowout. I know we both were. I don't think we hesitated one bit when picking the Broncos to win this one. So what's your take on this one?
We're watching the game, and my wife, she's in a survivor pool at work, and she picked the Broncos for week 1. Naturally, I mean, so she's still alive technically. But midway through the game, she's like, why did I pick them? What's happening right now? Why are they up 12-10 on the Broncos? Like what's going on? Bo Nix had a bad day. He had a very bad day. He himself had 3 turnovers. He had 2 picks and a fumble. He threw a dime touchdown to Cortland Sutton, and both of his interceptions, I think, were, one of them at least was to Court, and I think he was just a little bit underthrown, just like a hair, just 6 inches maybe, and that was enough for the defensive back to snag it out of the air. it doesn't feel good. I mean, you should come out and you should be slapping, Cam Ward around. You're supposed to be the best defense in the league, and maybe you are. I'll get to the other side of the ball in a second. The other team, I should say. I'll get to Cam Ward and the Titans in a second, but the Broncos should have won that game. I mean, they did, sure, the 12 from the Titans, like, let's give them that 12, but it should have been 30-12. I mean, they should have had, so much more. You don't expect Bo Nix to make those decisions that he made. And, the fumble that he had it was his fault. I mean, you say it wasn't because it was a strip sack, but he held on to the ball for way too long. That's a decision that he made. So, the one thing I take away from this as a Broncos fan is it's good to get this stuff out of the way in week 1 and in the preseason. Like, you want to look bad early so you can, skyrocket towards the middle and end of the season. Like, that's what you want to happen. So I'm okay with this happening. It doesn't feel good. It's not satisfying, to have a 20-12 win over a team who had the least amount of wins in the league last year.
Right. Right.
That last touchdown came like very late in the game. It's not like it was, it's not like it was, we got up to 20 and then we just like pumped the brakes. No, it was back and forth. And, the Titans were keeping it close. Their defense is stingy. It's a stingy defense. And I kind of like them. I kind of like them. To the Titans' credit, Cam Ward is real. He is the truth. Some of those throws he was making were right on the money, and every receiver out there had a case of the dropsies. But Cam Ward, he is good. He's going to be good for a long time, and Titans fans should be really excited about that. They didn't win. I don't even think they expected to win. Anthony, who writes for the Titans, on fanfeednetwork.com, he even predicted that the Broncos were going to win too. So I want to go back and see what he predicted, because I think he said like 13 points for the Titans, which is very close. But yeah, as a Broncos fan, it doesn't feel good. As a Titans fan, honestly, it might feel the same. Like both of these fan bases might be feeling the same exact level. Like, because as a Broncos fan, you expect to be up here, but we're kind of down here. And as Titans fans, you're like, oh my gosh, we kept the Broncos in check until the fourth quarter, and now we're up here, and Cam Ward looks like he's really good. So that's what I am taking away from that game. But
I'm right there with you. I think Cam Ward's the truth. You look at this receiving options he was throwing to is Tony Pollard, running back, Calvin Ridley, good, has been good, but really hasn't been like a great receiver. He's just a good receiver. You got Chiga Conquo, rookie Gunnar Helm, rookie Alec Iamaner, who was a 4th round pick. Bryce Oliver, no idea who that is, and that's saying something because I know a lot of people. Washed Tyler Lockett and Kamir DK. I mean, these are it's a bunch of just guys, that Cam's out there playing with. For him to not throw a pick against that secondary, right, that is the win for the Titans. If you're a Titans fan, that is the win, because the one thing that will cause, like, there's so many quarterbacks that come into the league that are not just bad quarterbacks, and that's why they become busts. They start out on a bad team and they get pummeled in their first few games, and they just lose all the confidence they ever had. And they can never, some of them don't ever recover from that. For Cam Ward to come into this game, not throw a pick, he did take 6 sacks. So that's not great, but to not throw a pick in that game is a huge deal. And to keep the team in competition is a big deal.
Exactly. Yeah. They should be singing his praises. I mean, because he was the only one who was making plays on the field for the Titans. I mean, I mean, there was this one play in particular. I think it was 3rd and 11, and the Broncos defense was swarming. Like, they were closing in on him like this, and he somehow snuck out, and he had this, he was just looking straight ahead, but knew he had a check down to his left, and just like so quick tossed to his check down. It was a 29-yard gain. It was incredible. I was watching it and I was just sitting there going, how did you do that? And Yeah, he's real, man. Cam
real.
Ward looks very good. And like you said, obviously, he's going to be put on a bad team because that's what happens is bad teams get those high picks. So, these good players go to bad teams. And I do think that this is going to be a case of him being able to turn around an organization. Really give some hope to, Titans fans.
Yeah, they've got a lot of work to do. And I will just say this on the Broncos side, RJ Harvey did have the most yards rushing for the team. He had 70 yards, and KK had 63 on 16 carries versus 6 for RJ. So shout out RJ Harvey. The dream is not dead. We'll quickly go through these last ones. We won't talk a whole lot because not a whole lot to talk about. I'll start with the wow, my computer is updating as we're going. 49ers beat the Seahawks 17-13 in Seattle. That was a good gritty win. They lost George Kittle early on. Good for them to win that divisional game in Seattle. That's a big one. Rams go and play the Texans. Low scoring game. Kind of probably what we expected. Even though both teams have good offenses, their defenses are really the stars of the show there. 14-9, Rams win at home. And the big one, I think, is Packers-Lions. And we just talked about our predictions for the season. We both hate the Packers. I think I still had them winning the division. You had the Lions number 1 overall in the NFC. And
I got them winning the Super Bowl this year.
As far as I can say, I'll just say this, I thought they were gonna regress, not be as good as they were last year. I did not expect them to look that bad. It was really hard to watch.
Yeah. Need to go take down that last stream we did where I predicted them to win the Super Bowl. But we did both. Right. We did both predict them to lose to the Packers. We both said that. So I don't know. Lions can still turn it around, I think.
Yeah, Jahmyr Gibbs had 9 carries for 19 yards.
That's crazy.
And he did have 10 catches for 31. The big one, they just re-signed Jameson Williams in a surprising move last night, I think it was. 3 or 4 year extension for 80-something million. Yeah. And he comes out with 4 catches for 23 yards on 5 targets. Lions have a lot to figure out. Green Bay, looked solid. I mean, Jordan Love protected the football. The defense looked stifling. I think that's the story of that game. That defense just looked really, really strong. So, and that's it. That's all the games we have for the early window. We've got the Bills and Ravens tonight and literally probably starting in just a minute. And then we got Bears Vikings tomorrow.
If you missed it, rewind 45 minutes and you'll see our preview for this game coming up tonight. And cool. Yeah, guys, please, if you're watching on X, hop over to YouTube, give us a like and a subscribe, please. It's free for you and helps us out a ton. Yeah, and
helps feed families.
Yeah.
Mama needs a house and baby needs some shoes. So, leave a comment. That's the least you can do.
Yeah. Emphasis on the feed, fan feed.
That's right. Fan feed. We'll be back on Thursday night to recap. We'll quickly recap the Sunday night and Monday night game, but then we'll go into looking forward to the next slate of games. And man, I'm just so excited we're back. But with that, guys, we're Fan Feed Network. Thanks for joining us tonight, and y'all enjoy the games tonight and tomorrow night. And we'll see you on Thursday.
See ya.
Peace.